I'm Marilee Caruso. It's Thursday, April 2nd. Today, Manitoba's police watchdog
right now are being
is investigating after a man dies following a home invasion in Winnipeg. Also today, a big splash for the South End.
$16 going up to $16.40. Any increase is good for me.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Manitoba's police watchdog is investigating the death of a man who allegedly broke into the home in the area of North Main Street yesterday morning. Police say officers were sent to a break-in in progress around 8 a.m. in the 100 block of Burren Avenue. When they arrived, they found an unconscious 34-year-old man on the floor who officers handcuffed before beginning first aid. He was brought to hospital in critical condition where he was later pronounced dead. Winnipeg police did not have any information on why he was unconscious and deferred questions to the Independent Investigation Unit, which also had nothing more to add. The IIU has assumed the investigation, which is typical for any matter deemed an in-custody death. A warning tonight about a convicted sex offender considered a high risk to reoffend who was released from custody this morning. 35-year-old Richard Kofi Asante was released from Stony Mountain Institution after serving a sentence for sexual assault with a weapon and sexual assault by choking. Asante did not complete sexual offender treatment and is considered a high risk to reoffend against adult women. He's described as 5 feet 10 inches tall with black hair and brown eyes and has a number of tattoos on his arms. He is expected to live in Winnipeg. Anyone with information is asked to contact the numbers on your screen. A big splash for the upcoming South Winnipeg Recreation Campus. The city is hiring a consultant to plan and design an aquatic center.
There's a real need for swimming. We are a province that has 100,000 lakes, and people need to know how to swim. And swimming is very, very good therapeutically for older adults. We've got an aging demographic, so I see a high need for this.
The aquatic center will likely feature a lap pool, leisure pool, water slides, and much more. City Councillor Janice Luke says the center will anchor the second phase of the sprawling rec campus. The city has set aside $1.5 million in the 2026 budget for design work and public engagement. Luke's estimates a draft design will be shared with residents next year.
And I've already had calls on it from various swim organizations. So the last large pool and aquatics that we built was, I believe it was back in '67 for the Pan Am Games. So this is a big step. What's it going to cost? Thompson's building one now around $42 million. I don't have the details on it, but I'm thinking $40, $50, $60 million for an aquatic center.
Meantime, construction on phase 1 of the campus starts this spring. Phase 1 includes a gymnasium, a running track, child care center, and more. The complex is being built on Bison Drive east of Kenniston. As measles cases continue to spike higher in Manitoba, the province is planning to offer the vaccine in a surprising location, the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair in Brandon.
They're going to be there to meet folks where they're at.
Health Minister Usoma Asagara says the province will have a booth set up at the annual event. Their public health officers will be talking about measles and giving out immunizations to those who want one. So far this year, there have been more than 350 confirmed cases of the virus in our province. The province says it wants to answer any questions people might have about vaccines and provide them to those interested. The Royal Manitoba Winter Fair wraps up on Sunday. The historic Fort Garry Hotel was honored last night by Heritage Winnipeg. It was just one of the winners of the annual Preservation Awards.
And it's just astounding how many heritage buildings have been rehabilitated and now have renewed life and are part of the urban landscape in the city.
It's often easier and cheaper to tear down an old building instead of preserving the existing structure. But when organizations or individuals decide to go the extra mile, they qualify for an annual Preservation Award, which is now celebrating its 40th year. 2 people and 4 projects were honored with awards. The Chessway Apartments project on Chestnut Street was among this year's winners, claiming the Residential Conservation Award.
I'm in the business, and even I didn't have a complete understanding of exactly what it would take to accomplish the task, and it was a pretty significant effort.
Fort Garry Hotel won a commercial conservation award, and a second commercial conservation award was handed out to the Saddlery Building on William Avenue. The Roslyn Square Apartments on Osborne Street were also singled out for a residential conservation award. Easter weekend kicks off tomorrow with Good Friday, and here's a look at what's open and closed over the next few days. Shopping malls are open on Good Friday, although hours may vary. CF Polo Park is the only mall open on Easter Sunday. You can shop there from 11 to 6. Winnipeg and Brandon liquor marts are open 11 to 6 on Good Friday and Easter Sunday. However, True North Square location is closed both days, and hours at rural stores may also vary. City of Winnipeg offices are closed on Friday and Monday. Recycling and garbage collection on those days will proceed as normal. Transit on Friday operates on a Sunday schedule. A full list of what's opened and closed is up on our website. Just go to ctvnewswinnipeg.ca. Well, here's another sign. Spring is here. The City of Winnipeg has lifted its annual winter route parking ban, which means you can once again park on designated snow routes overnight. The annual ban starts when weather conditions require it, which can be at any point from November 1st to the end of April. This season's winter route parking ban went into effect on December 3rd. There are no other winter bans in effect at this time. All right, let's bring in Colleen Brady now and get a first look at your Easter long weekend forecast. The parking ban has been lifted, a sign of spring, and I'm hoping your forecast has many more signs of spring in it, Colleen.
Well, I noted the way you said it, spring is here. Like, I think you were convincing yourself, right?
In case you're wondering, it's official.
Yes. Spring has sprung, sort of. I mean, yes, it has. But, you know, I've been talking about that low pressure system that was going to impact Manitoba. Now, if you look at the corner of your screen, there it is. It is nipping at the southeastern corner of the province. I'll have more details on that. And, of course, a look ahead to your full Easter long weekend forecast coming up. The CTV Live Eye is brought to you by Bath Fitter, exclusive home of the PermaFit solution. In Winnipeg right now, mostly cloudy. It is 3 degrees. Winds coming from the east-northeast at 21 kilometers an hour. The pressure is dropping and the humidity is 59%. Let's take a live look at the St. James Bridge. You can see traffic is getting pretty slow for southbound traffic. The reason being is that there's a stalled vehicle up at Kenniston at Grant. It's in the southbound median lane, so expect delays to build there. So if you can get into that part of the city using a different bridge, I suggest you might want to consider that.
We're getting literally 5-6 people asking us to take in cats, kittens, pregnant moms daily.
Coming up, how animal rescues are handling the spring surge and how you can help them out.
Hello there. Iran's shutdown of oil and gas shipments through the crucial Strait of Hormuz continued to drive energy prices higher around the world today. Bloomberg said the world's most important oil contract, so-called dated Brent for immediate delivery, surged above $140 US a barrel, the highest since 2008. Desperate refiners are scrambling to get hold of whatever barrels they can. Iran has paralyzed ship traffic through the Strait of Hormuz after it was attacked in late February by the US and Israel. They want to end Tehran's nuclear program. Let's check out the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar changed hands at 71.83 US cents, down about 1/5 of a US cent. WTI crude, the North American benchmark, traded at $111.54, up more than $11. Western Canadian Select Oil, by our latest quote, was at $75.40, down almost $5. However, that does not reflect today's rise in oil prices. And the TSX ended at 33,108.22, up just over 150 points. That's the latest in business. I'm Andrew Bell of BNN Bloomberg.
A new report is shedding light on the challenges of maintaining city playgrounds. It notes the cost for playground maintenance has exceeded its budget in recent years due to growing inventory, and the city won't be able to add any more from school divisions because of that. The city takes care of 545 playgrounds. 106 of them are in or beside schoolyards. Of those, the report finds 3% are in poor condition. It recommends prioritizing safety and dedicating resources toward the sites in parks. The Riel Community Committee will review the report next week. Spring has only just begun, and animal rescues are already seeing an influx of kittens coming in.
We're getting literally 5-6 people asking us to take in cats, kittens, pregnant mums daily.
Winnipeg Kitten Adoption has more than 100 cats and kittens in its care right now, and there are not enough fosters to handle that demand. The organization says owners neglecting to spay or neuter their cats can have a real snowball effect.
A very kind-hearted person rescued 3 cats about 3 years ago, and the situation quickly turned because of lack of spay and neuter. And the first 2 days we were there, we pulled 31 out, and we are going back to pull the last 20-something out.
The organization is looking for fosters and forever homes for cats and kittens of all ages. Winnipeg Kitten Adoption is also ramping up fundraising. You can check out wpgkittenadoption.com to find out more about how you can help.
Community Connection is brought to you by Mr. Reuter Plumbing. Born to be a hero, trained to be a plumber.
A Winnipeg company is taking the world by storm and is being recognized as the fastest growing in Canada. Activate has just been ranked the fastest growing leisure and entertainment company in the Americas for the 2nd consecutive year and the #1 fastest growing company in Canada by the Financial Times. Activate is a gaming experience offering players physical and mental challenges like climbing walls, solving puzzles, or dodging lasers. Its first location only opened in Winnipeg in 2019, and already it's expanded to 75 other places around the world, mostly in North America, but also in Europe and Middle East. The company is aiming to reach 100 locations in 12 countries by next year. The Tea Party is coming down to Manitoba. We're going to tell you when and where next in Spotlight.
Spotlight sponsored by the Casinos of Winnipeg, presenting Tim Hicks, the Going Somewhere Tour.
Colleen Brady is back now for Spotlight, and if you're trying to plan out your Folk Fest weekend, she's here to help.
We sure are. We now know when the biggest names at this year's festival will be taking the main stage. Father John Misty will close out Thursday. Lucy Dacus headlines Friday night. Sylvan Esso finishes off the Saturday lineup. And Monsters and Men take the stage Sunday night to wrap things up. The 51st edition of Folk Fest runs July 9th to 12th out at Birds Hill Park.
A legendary Canadian rock band is making the trip to southern Manitoba this summer.
The Tea Party is headlining the Morden Corn and Apple Festival. The Windsor, Ontario Alt Rockers will play the festival on Saturday, August 29th, and they'll be joined on stage by Winnipeg's own The Highway Company. The annual festival features a midway parade and, of course, free corn on the cob and apple juice. Apple cider, I think, is there too, if I'm not mistaken. This year's edition runs April 28th to the 30th. I hope there's cider there.
Oh, yeah, always is. Yeah, I'd be surprised if there wasn't.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
It's the Easter long weekend, in case you haven't caught on yet. We mentioned a few times. And Colleen, you have a bunch of events to share to keep people hopping all weekend long.
As usual, here's a look at just some of the events taking place this long weekend. The Royal Manitoba Winter Fair wraps up Saturday with this signature horse show. Put down your phone. The Dulnevert Museum is offering screen-free Sundays where they'll dive into a different theme with a modern take on analog activities. Osaradoc is hosting an Easter bazaar. Try your hand at bunny bingo or use GPS to hunt for eggs at Oak Hammock Marsh. The Royal Aviation Museum of Western Canada has its annual Easter scavenger hunt. You can find a full list of events this weekend on our website, of course, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca.
Well, you might just pick up some new moves when some of the best breakers in the world visit our city next week.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. Winnipeg is one of only 4 stops in Canada for the Red Bull BC One All-Stars Tour this month. World-renowned breakers such as Canadian Olympic gold medalist Phil Wizard and Japanese b-boy Isen will be holding workshops and networking events for people of various skill levels. It's happening April 10th. That's next Friday at Graffiti Gallery. You will need to register ahead of time. Just head to redbull.com.
Well, you may know Josh Johnson from The Daily Show or even his many stand-up tours.
And it seems a lot of folks do, Marilee, because there's a chance, a new one, to see Johnson live when he visits the city later this spring.
I hate when people have a funny scream because they're in distress. You don't want to laugh at someone in distress, but it's too good. This man was over here in line. Nothing happened to him. The line just not moving. And he goes,
The comedian, writer, and all-around funny man is making a stop at Burton Cummings Theatre June 14th. Now, it's all part of a stand-up comedy and live music experience dubbed Josh Johnson's Comedy Bandcamp. The venue says due to demand, it's adding an early show now at 5 p.m. in addition to the 8:30 show already announced. You can find tickets by heading to burtoncummingstheatre.ca.
All right. Thanks, Colleen.
You're welcome. Your primetime lineup kicks off tonight with Next Level Chef. 911 Nashville comes next at 8. Grey's Anatomy is on at 9. And closing things out at 10, George and Mandy's First Marriage. It's all right here tonight on CTV.
CTV Primetime Lineup brought to you by the Parkway Retirement Community. Welcome home.
Here's a live look at McPhillips. Busy in both directions. 3 directions. There we go. Okay. Lots happening there in McPhillips, but overall traffic moving smoothly there. It's cloudy and 3 degrees in the city. I will show you your full Easter long weekend forecast coming up.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&T Spa Salon.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
Colleen Brady back now with your long weekend forecast, and often not a bad start, at least.
Not a bad start. Cloudy here in the south and through central parts of the province. But if you look where that cloud deck just drops right off and the sun is shining on parts of northern Manitoba, Flin Flon, Thompson up there, cloudy. But I've been talking over the last couple of days about the potential for this low pressure system that developed early today in the U.S. to impact Manitoba. Well, it is a little bit. It is clipping the southeastern corner. You can see there, but more so, northwestern Ontario is getting that snow coming through. So it's just the way that this system tracked. It was hard to forecast too much in advance just due to the nature of this particular atmospheric setup. But it looks like the bulk of that snow, at least on the Canadian side of the border, is going through northwestern Ontario. Speaking of which, in Kenora, -2 degrees there, +2 in Steinbach, 3 in Pinawa, Winnipeg, Portage La Prairie, 2 degrees, 0 in Brandon, Dauphin, 1 degree, mild temperatures for the most part across the south, 3 and 4 degrees, Thompson, Lynn Lake, down into Flin Flon in the Paw, 2 in Gillam, a little chillier in Churchill, -13, but clearer there. The most northern part of the province there, maybe skimmed by a few flurries yet again, otherwise this big pocket of clear skies through the rest of the north and central regions, pretty far south through in the Inner Lake. But again, that snow moving off further to the east. We have cloudy skies at least to start off. here in the south. We'll see some clearing overnight, getting us into Friday, Good Friday. A lot of areas will see some sunshine, but you can see, yeah, look at this. Where's this going? Well, it looks like it will stay for the most part stateside, so that's good there. We might see a little bit of it just creep up once again, like we're seeing right now, just nipping the southeastern corner of the province. But then by late Saturday afternoon, that pushes off, clear skies back north of the international border and into Manitoba. -3 tonight is our low. Cloudy for Winnipeg, mainly cloudy. Winds out of the northeast at 20 kilometers an hour. By tomorrow, we go up to +3 for Good Friday under a mix of sun and cloud. Winds out of the northeast at about 20 kilometers an hour. Then we get into the rest of the Easter long weekend. Saturday, mostly cloudy, 3 degrees. Now, the normal high for this time of year is around 6-7 degrees, so a little off the mark. But at this point, I think a lot of us are happy if we just get above the freezing mark. So we will on Saturday. -3 on Saturday night. Sunday, there is the possibility of flurries for Easter. Another high of +3, -3 on Monday, so a little bit of cooler air moves in, but we brighten up, mostly sunny, mix of sun and cloud Tuesday up to 0. And then on Wednesday, a chance of flurries or showers with a high of 3 degrees. I'll point out, though, you can see those overnight lows minus single digits, except Monday night dropping down to -10. By Tuesday night, though, just -1. Let's look at our weather photos, shall we? This first one, look at that beautiful sky. That was taken by Cynthia in the RM of Armstrong. And Marilee, check this out. This is Bigfoot again out in Vermilion Bay. He's now the Easter Bunny Bigfoot. That photo is from Astrid. She's from Winnipeg, but of course, Bigfoot there. Easter Bunny Bigfoot is out in Vermilion Bay. Send us your weather photos to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca.
I don't know if I'd take chocolates from that bunny, just saying. Thanks, Colleen. The Royal Canadian Mint has launched a new coin that's out of this world. Check it out. The colorful $20 fine silver collector's coin celebrates Artemis II, the first crewed mission to the moon since the end of the Apollo program in 1972. And here's the really cool part. The coin depicts a Canadian Space Agency astronaut backed by engravings of the moon, which glows. Check this out under black light. An iconic view of the Earth also appears in the astronaut's visor under black light. See that?
Yeah.
The coin was designed by artist Pandora Young. Colonel Jeremy Hansen is on board NASA's Orion crew capsule and is the first Canadian to fly around the moon. Now that is a cool coin to get your hands on.
Is, yeah.
So look into that. Yeah. And we'll have much more on what's happening on day 2 of the Artemis mission coming up at 6 o'clock. That does it for this hour, but we hope you'll join us at 6 for much more local news. See you then.